Hey everybody, it's Mr. Haskell, and I'm back with more things you should know by being alive. And in today's episode, I want to talk about the Piasa bird. I want to talk about the history, the mythology, the legend, and its current iteration in the Riverbend area of the metro east of Illinois. So let's start with it. So what is the Piasa bird? Well, the Piasa bird is a legendary creature said to have once lived near the Mississippi River bluffs, somewhere around near present-day Alton, Illinois. And the word Piasa is claimed to come from an Illini oral tradition, maybe more of a Native American oral tradition, and it has been translated as the bird that devours men. Anyway, so the original painting of the Piasa bird, well, in 1673, French explorer Father Jacques Marquette documented seeing a large painting of a creature on the limestone bluffs above the Mississippi River. And what Father Marquette described was a creature with horns like a deer, a face like a man, a beard, red eyes, and a body covered in scales with a long tail. Now you'll notice we don't see any mention of wings in his description, but this is what Father Marquette jotted down. He noted that the people that lived in the locality seemed to respect the image and feared the creature that was depicted on the bluffs. Now, according to legend, the Piasa bird was a giant man-eating creature that terrorized local tribes, and it could carry off a full-grown deer in its talons. It would carry off warriors and hunters in the area. And as far as the legend goes, tired of being harassed by the Piasa bird, a local chief, Watoga, prayed to the Great Spirit for a solution. And so what was revealed to him was a plan to ambush the Piasa. He would stand out in an open clearing and offer himself up as an offering to the Piasa, while in the surrounding area, his warriors would hide with poisoned arrows. And when the Piasa bird would pounce upon Chief Watoga, the warriors sprung their arrows, shot it, and killing it, the Piasa bird let out a terrible scream and then fell into the Mississippi River. So this tradition has been passed down orally, picked up by a few newspapers in the 19th century, and then carried on into modern times. It's a blending of cultural lessons of bravery, sacrifice for the group, community protection, good versus evil, that kind of stuff. Now, with the mythology and the historical context of the Piasa bird, the Piasa bird combines elements of Native American spirit creatures like thunderbirds, or a variety of river monsters, especially, or lake monsters that also show up in the North American Midwest, Southern Canada region. Sometimes historians will say, they believe the painting may have represented a ceremonial significance, possibly representing a guardian spirit, or perhaps a symbol of water or storms, a depiction of a legendary event. And others think that it may have served as like a territorial or cultural marking of a boundary for travelers along the Mississippi, maybe announcing the local tribe. As far as the original Piasa that was painted on the bluffs, the painting faded over time, and that's largely due to weather and age. And then eventually quarrying cut back the bluffs along the river in the 1800s. And by the time we get to the late 1800s, the original bluff was well destroyed, and the ancient painting was erased. However, the story survived, and interest in the legend led to recreations to keep the memory alive. So, the current iteration of the bird, in the 20th century, local Alton citizens repainted the Piasa bird on the bluffs based on Marquette's description near the original location. Certain artistic license was taken to fit it in with the legend as well, with the mythology. Today, a large, colorful mural of the Piasa bird overlooks the Mississippi on the bluffs near Alton. It's a local landmark. It attracts visitors interested in Illinois history and folklore and even a few cryptozoologists that happen to show up. Nearby, there's an informational sign that explains the history and the legend for travelers and for students that happen to show up. As far as the Piasa bird today, it's become a cultural symbol for Alton and the Riverbend area of the Metro East. It's a mascot for Southwestern High School in Piasa, Illinois, which is on the banks of the Piasa Creek. It keeps the legend alive for students and the small communities attached to the school. It's an example of how Native American stories and local history can blend into a regional identity. Local groups continue to maintain the mural and share the legend during community events and educational programs. Currently, the metal sculpture, the plaque that once hung on the bluffs, is on the northeast corner of the Southwestern High School campus by the football field. That plaque hung on the bluffs for several decades before it was removed due to weathering and aging of the sculpture. It was then purchased by the school for $1 and then trucked up to the high school and erected on a support structure. Today, for home football games, it breathes fire every time the home football team is able to score a touchdown. Why does the Piasa bird matter? I guess that's the history part of this, right? The history teacher part. Well, the Piasa bird connects history, Marquette's exploration with Joliet. It connects mythology, the Native American storytelling. It connects the legend, the heroic bravery of Chief Watoga, and the modern identity of the local pride of Alton and the Piasa area, the Southwestern School District. It reminds us of the importance of preserving stories that are tied back to the land and showing how folklore shapes community identity and curiosity about the past. So, the Piasa bird just isn't a myth. It's a piece of Illinois history, a story of bravery, and a reminder that legends live on in the landscapes that we pass by every day. If you like this, if you've learned something new today, piqued your interest, like, comment, follow, share for more things you should know about being alive, because stories like the Piasa bird help us understand how history and myth and community can come together where we live. And some of us, it's where we work too. Thanks for watching.